Hello, hello! It is a Friday. Once again. So, hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome. Welcome to another Coolcraft live stream. I did not successfully fly there at all, which is quite sad. So, shame. Total shame. Total complete shame. But yes. Hello. Only a couple minutes late. That is impressive considering the day that I've been having, / last couple of days. Now, I do need to go to this quickly because why does the green screen look so bad? I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, I mean, this is the bedpost. It's up there that's specifically looking bad. I got no idea what's going on, but anyhow, the reason I need to do this is because I kind of was rushing to set up the stream today due to, well, reasons I will get into in a moment here. Apply. Alright, okay, now I'm all actually set up for the stream. So, yes, welcome back to Coolcraft. Today we are building more buildings like we did last stream, and also this stream maybe is going to be a tad bit shorter than my usual streams are because I might get interrupted. That's fine though. This is also probably my last stream from the season because next week I'm not streaming. Also, schedule it. I'm not streaming next week because Thanksgiving, but I mean, whoever really expected me to stream Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, I'm not at my computer. I don't even know what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of do, but also I don't. So, anyway. Today, what are we doing today? Well, today, again, we're doing building because time's starting to run out. Actually, before I go too far, I'm going to harvest the purple farm over here. What the heck is there an Enderman in here? Oh my gosh. At least they're contained to being in here. Oh yeah. Actually, also, I actually can't really show this too easily, but I believe... I can't remember if I installed this or not, but I'm pretty sure I found that light overlay is back. Here, let me just go over this way. Okay, I never installed it on my desktop. Well, that's a problem. I never installed light overlay on my desktop. I'm pretty sure I installed that on my laptop because I found out that it actually had been updated and I just never paid attention. Beep. Alright. Let's let this thing harvest. And, I mean, the sound design, when you can actually hear everything due to headphones, it's crazy, man. Crazy. Whew. So anyhow, why was I in such a bad thing today? So basically I had an assignment for one of my classes that is I guess it's just been stressing me out because I keep second guessing everything I'm doing because I don't entirely know if it's right or if it's gonna cause me what I'm doing now is gonna cause me problems in the future. The answer is probably yes, but I guess I'll figure it out. So yeah, things are starting to come to a point here, you know, we're getting close to the end of things. Actually, I don't want to call it that. Close to the end of things, you know, the semester is ending. So, yeah, so it's close to the end of things, semester's ending. So, stuff is starting to get a little bit on the more intense side of things, I'll say. At least there's one class where they're starting to get a little bit more annoying, a little bit harder, to take me a lot longer. And actually, specifically what was the worst part about this stuff from yesterday especially, was that despite the fact that next week is not a full week, because Thanksgiving, the professor still has decided to assign a full normal week's worth of work for the class. And so that was kind of having panic because I wanted to do it, and in the end I did. I wanted to finish it all this week so I didn't have to do shit next week because obviously I don't want to have to think about school at all unless I want to. And it just so happens I don't want to think about this. Green screen. It's kind of bothering me. There's this, which, to be fair, I could... That didn't really help. Here. Maybe this will help. Okay. That did actually help. I'm kind of surprised by that. Alright. Well, I mean, now there's a bright-ass light down by me here, but I should hopefully be covering that most of the time. Okay, that... I know why that's there. This is not an ideal setup for the green screen, to be fair. It never... In this specific situation, it never has been. I just don't have a better way to do it as... I mean... Where is it? This here. This is a bedpost. There's a bed right here. And... which is directly back from my computer. So there's not enough space to put the screen directly behind me. Or at a slight angle behind me like I had last year. And even the year before that. So instead the screen has to be way off to the side over here. I know you guys can't see much. I'm kind of looking around describing this stuff. But anyway, so the screen has to be way off to the side over here. But also relatively close at the same time. So that doesn't give me like a good space to be able to put these lights to light the screen properly. Which leads to this spot here and then the spot down there from where the lights are. And they obviously don't reach the top very well. Anyhow, that's why my green screen stuff. I am way off track. You know, my procrastination was part of the reason why things were stressing. I mean, to be fair, yesterday I was mega stressing because I wanted to do it all yesterday. And that was not a good idea to try to do it all yesterday. It did not work out too well. Because I procrastinated enough to where I really just did not have enough time to do it all yesterday. But it was still stressing me out. And really, the second guessing myself every step of the way really did not help. That was probably... Okay, this... I gotta rotate that a bit. Okay, there we go. That really just did not help, so... But I got it done. And now I don't have to think about it until after Thanksgiving. Alright. Well, those items go... Did I really... I've used wooden pressure plates. You can hear items going to the sewer. I just realized that. Well, good job, me. Alright, so that's more of that in the system. And stone. Okay, so we got a bunch of that here. Let's actually grab all the per blocks that I've also grabbed. This is just probably not going to be enough. I'm going to have to smelt more. Just starting to become a problem as we're getting low on that. Let's get another shulker box. I probably should actually put the sponges somewhere else. Oh well. Yoink all this apart from the walls. I don't think I'm going to need any more walls, but you never know, I guess. As well as the fact that we'll just take all this. Endstone is simple enough to get. I just go out and mine it. That does take a while. But hey, if I run out, I guess we go do that, right? Alright. Now. Right here. It's time to build another building. Oh, I need a crafting table because that will be coming in. I mean, I'm right here, but I mean, that's extra time to come back in here to use the crafting table every single time I need more stairs. And you know I need stairs. So we grab a crafting table out of there and go back. All right. Alright, stupid end flash. Right. Crafting table. Let's get both of these things. 'Cause I'm going to need more pillars. Let's get an extra stack of those. Alright. Where's the corner now? So... there, let's say. That could be the corner. That's actually, compared to some of the stuff that I've been doing, like last stream what we did over this way. Actually, wait, what did we do last stream? I actually don't remember what I did last stream. I know we were building something, but don't remember. Whatever. These things are ridiculously thin, basically. I mean, I guess this thing's actually relatively thick. Actually, no, this is not even as thick as we're gonna add it. Ooh, wow, we have it good right now. We have it really. Oh no, this obviously. No, I was thinking of what I did at the beginning of the last episode. Obviously, we built this building last stream. That's right. Oh gosh. All right, how long is this building gonna be? Okay, let's just let's just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's make it about that big. Because we have the space right now to do it. We gotta basically probably copy paste this building down this way a few times. That's honestly what might happen. Or actually, I'm gonna want, for this bit, I'm gonna want the road to kind of make sense. We're gonna make a slightly larger building here. Part of the thing, I don't know if I ever actually said this out loud, but part of the thing I was trying to do with this base, at least, is I was trying to make it so we don't have, like, a perfect grid. Because usually when I build, like, town cities, it's all on a perfect grid. And this time I was trying to not... I mean, obviously we're still, you know, grid aligned, apart from that street there. But I was trying to make it so there was actually things, like, so no four-way intersections, and I think, apart from maybe down at the end of the street there, I think I've mostly... satisfy that, and then also just do random little offsets like this, because why not? I mean, obviously that came back out there a little bit more, but you know, it was a nice idea, right? Anyhow, more procrastination, eh? What is it with me and just wanting to procrastinate everything recently? It's not healthy. To be fair, I am not usually that bad in terms of procrastination, actually. Usually I get stuff done. I'll often... Not to toot my own horn or anything, but often I just like, oh, homework's aside, I'll just start on that tonight. That or I have a schedule plan for when I do it, so if I'm not doing a reading, I'm like, okay, I'll do that then, because I know I've set out time or whatever to do that. For instance, with the class that I was talking about earlier, the one that's got me stressed out or whatever, all the stuff I was doing for that class, I planned out that stuff. I do that on Thursday, basically. Because I don't got anything else going on. And obviously, the problem there being, the reason why I didn't want to do it next week, I don't have a Thursday I can work on stuff next week, right? That's Thanksgiving. And I gotta, you know, do family things. Oh no, family. Okay, 3. I'm gonna make it similar height to this building. I remember, I think it was in like 6th grade or something. I think the Spanish teacher gave us homework over Thanksgiving, which was complete bullshit. I think I just didn't do it with the excuse that, oh, my grandparents don't really have an internet connection. Mind you, they had fucking DSL. So... You know, technically, yes. At modern day, I don't think you could load Google Drive on DSL. That just feels about right. Back then, you actually could. And I definitely had a shitty laptop that I was able to play, like, Roblox on or something. I don't remember what I did, but I just remember that I was kind of lying about the fact that I was unable to do my homework because of the Thanksgiving situation. But seriously, teachers assigning work, I mean, college, different story. But still, assigning work over Thanksgiving break is a real big dick move. Just don't do it. Especially for school kids, let them have the time off. Let them enjoy family or whatever. If you can do that, that is. Because I know that is a mythical thing sometimes. But, you know, just let them enjoy not having school or even work to do. Heck, I don't usually have professors here at college that are like, here's, on, like, the day before the exam, here's an assignment, it's due by the time, it's due on the next class day. Usually I don't have that to begin with. Usually assignments are like, do a few classes down the line. Again, it's also not that we don't have assignments that are technically in progress over Thanksgiving break. It's more that nothing was explicitly assigned for Thanksgiving break. In college, it is a little bit different, though, because, I don't know, you're expected to actually kind of, be able to do stuff. Plus, the way college is usually structured anyway, you're not likely to have the class. There's going to be at least, like, one day of classes before you have the class again. So you're probably fine on that one. Plus, some people don't even go away for Thanksgiving, so it's just, I guess time off. I mean, that's sad if you don't go away for Thanksgiving. That's admittedly a bit sad, but maybe you can't, right? I mean, to be fair, if you're not from the United States, I understand. That is not something that you would typically do on any ordinary. Let's see. What if we did this? Yeah, that works. So that's what the end caps are going to be. Nope. Ah. Nice and Nice and easy to build. And the Enderman shows up. God damn it. Somehow, I'm kind of impressed by the fact that there have been Endermen spawning in this building all week, and I haven't noticed. They just never teleported outside, I guess, which, okay. Thanks for that, Enderman. Because that absolutely could have caused me a problem. Actually, I remember at the beginning of Season 6, I think an Enderman teleported... I mean, this was in the overworld, mind you. An Enderman teleported inside of my house while I was AFK, and they walked across my line of vision and ended up killing me. So that was an experience. Okay. Here, let me. We're just gonna do the same design from the sides, kind of in the center here, but obviously it's a bit different in the center here because we have multiple. Actually, I don't know. Have I done this one before? I don't think I've done this before, but here, let's go check quickly. Alright, let's see. Definitely haven't done with that over there. I'm probably not building this building design again, by the way. I just, it's okay, I guess, but I just didn't like it too much in here. It's here. I'm not going to remove it. No, it's not. I never put that back. I should make a proper entrance to this building regardless. It's similar to this building, but it's longer in the center there. Not this building. Alright, I guess I haven't done this. It just feels similar. I guess it's all starting to feel relatively similar because, same block palette, same kind of blocks, just remixing them in different ways. That seems vaguely interesting. That does look a little weird without the, I definitely haven't put something on the top, but this does kind of look weird just with no buffer zone in the pillars. We'll see what it looks like when we're actually done. Like, this looks a bit better because there's a full solid buffer here, but again, we will see. We will see what becomes of this. Whew. Getting gassy here suddenly. I wonder why that could be. We'll say the end flashes are... Oh, that's not right. It's supposed to be that. And that. Alright. I will say the end flashes are still a weird feature in this game. Gotten used to them for a while now. Also, the next version's almost already out. It feels like we just got to 21.10 and we're already at the next version. And I don't really think I like the drop system too much. I don't think I ever really did. But it's like, I don't know. We don't really need content this frequently. You guys could take your time on some bigger features, right? Like, you don't have to rush stuff out every, couple of months. We can, the longer update... cycle is fine. It gives more interesting content. It also gives you guys time to work on more things, like more experimental features. Like we still haven't, like the minecarts. We haven't had any updates to the minecarts in like a year. Like the minecart experiment, that's just still there. It's been like a year since that was last touched. And those experiments are always fun because, you know, you get these new like changes. There's also the redstone experiments, and the villager experiments. These things haven't been touched in like over a year now, and this is the year that we've had the drop system going into effect. So, what's going on? Is like, because if this drop system, which isn't producing any like real decent features, it's just a few small stuff, if that is taking up all the bandwidth at Mojang, then maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we should just yeah, maybe you guys should scale back a bit. We don't need 5 drops a year. Heck, 4 is even a bit ambitious. If you could reduce it to 3 a year, I don't think people would miss it that much. It would feel more special as well. And then in the meantime, have some of those, repurpose some of the other developers to work on some bigger things. I mean, obviously Vibrant Visuals is a big thing going on in the background right now. So I guess that is eating up a bunch of internal bandwidth. And that makes sense. We need a layer of purple. To be fair, this is going to be right up to the roof layer here, so. Yeah, I don't know. The direction of the Minecraft updates have been going, and it's not necessarily that good. I mean, great that we're still getting content for a game that's, you know, over 16 years old. That's fantastic, in fact. Keep doing that. But, like, it feels like an unnecessary change in the way things have been going. Like, I mean, I think maybe changing the update cadence and what we expect is, like, okay, you know, maybe not, like, giant updates, but, like, if we're just gonna cancel all the if we're just gonna cancel all the big updates altogether for these smaller updates, I don't think that's a worthwhile trade-off. I think if we got more frequent, smaller updates while they, you know, chipped away at a gigantic update in the background, I think that would be an acceptable trade-off. We get some little things to keep the player base happy, while they while they work on a gigantic change to how the game works and everything in the background. Like at an obviously sustainable rate, because that was one of the things with like 1.16, which was the last like real big single update that we've gotten. And I've heard that it was like kind of hard for them actually to do, or it was very stressful and taxing on them to do that. And that's why updated since 1.16 have kind of pulled back and slowed down. That's why that's why Caves and Cliffs got drawn out into 3 updates. Is because of that, they were trying to not burn themselves out working on a single update, so they got way slower at it. I mean, to be fair, we do still get some interesting stuff in these cycles, like the whole management server thing. That's a very interesting thing that we got from this weird... Oh, this is an annoying size. That's a very cool and interesting thing that we got from this this most recent drop cycle. But that could have come anyway. Would have taken longer to go from snapshot to being generally in the game. But, you know, that would have been fine, right? Maybe we wouldn't have had critical changes and fixes being made in the pre-releases. Which, because yeah, there was... Specifically, I was kind of half involved in this. The bug that I reported with the management system, which was related to the kick command, that was only fixed in the pre-release cycle, which was kind of crazy late. considering how they managed to fix other management server related bugs sooner. I'm not entirely sure why that took them a while. I'm sure that these days there are, obviously Mojang being, you know, a big company, part of Microsoft and all, there are like processes and such that are going on. You know, some big corporate processes and stuff that make development just way slower. Whether or not they're a good thing. But I'm sure that, you know, you make the changes, then you have to do code reviews with a bunch of people, and you have to design testing and stuff for them, and, you know, get all these sorts of approvals, and then we can finally push it to the snapshots. And it's just not like a quick process. Like, I'm sure it used to just be, well, we're like a 6-person team here. Code it, merge it into the main branch, and then we release it on a Friday. To be fair, that is basically how the game used to work. New interesting features just straight up released on a Friday, randomly. And now everything's planned 6 months into the future. Also, I mean, I guess this is a related topic I can talk about here. There's been a bunch of talk about Hytale recently. Which, I mean, I never really understood why people were so interested in it. It's like, do we really need that? It's like, oh, Minecraft needs competition. I mean, I've heard people say, oh, Minecraft desperately needs more competition. Like, does it though? Does it? I mean, its competition is literally every other game ever made. Because it's a game, right? All games are competition, and Minecraft just happens to, if you're talking about sandbox games, other sandbox building games exist. Minecraft does its own thing the best, but other games have their own strengths and advantages. And if you say, oh, we need another game that's like Minecraft, but not Minecraft, really? Do we? Because Minecraft's already filling the need for that. If you don't like it, well, just mod it. If you say we need other, like, similar games that aren't Minecraft, well, okay. There are other similar games. For instance, may I direct your attention towards Scrap Mechanic, which is a game that is literally made out of the original console port for the game. So, that's a pretty strong, it's not Minecraft, but it's also kind of like Minecraft situation there. It was actually supposed to be Minecraft originally. Interesting. So, like, you know, I don't know why Hytale specifically would be any different. Or any better, per se. Because, again, we already have Minecraft. So, like, let me just make sure the light levels are good up here. Barely. What the? Why? That's a very strange lighting pattern there. I guess it has something to do with the streetlights and these. Regardless, it is fully lit up here, so we will move on. Once again. For the first time, move on to the next building. Yep. Start by planning out the pillars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beep. 2, 3. Okay, just verifying. Okay. Should I make this building different? Maybe, sure. But should I make it different because of this corner here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's probably fine, actually. Wow. You know, Minecraft with actually being able to... It's kind of strange. Minecraft with being able to actually see, like, a realistic difference. I mean, it makes logical sense. Like, oh yeah, that's just there. It kind of makes sense that I can see it, but it's like, whoa, weird. I can see that. It actually seems significantly less far away right now than you would expect it to be. Right? Like, normally, the end island's like, whoa, that's like really far away. There's this empty nothingness for thousands of miles. And then you got the islands. And then you can see both of them at the same time. And you're like, oh, actually, that's not that far away. Actually, seems rather misleadingly close. When you don't have a render distance laying, when you don't have a render distance holding or lying to you, holding you back, everything seems way closer than it actually is. Because, I mean, outside of, like, you know, poor weather conditions, in real life, you can usually just see quite far. Well, and, I mean, especially you can see this sort of a distance, like right there. That's not ultimately that far away in real life. I mean, what you can see... Okay, let's see what my render distance in Minecraft is typically like. I mean, to be fair, the server render distance is 10 chunks. Is that 10 chunks across? 10 chunks radius. I think it's 10 chunks across. It was realistic. No, wait, it's definitely 10 chunk radius because it's not like 5 chunks and then it's the end of the thing. Okay, so that's 10 times 16. That is 160 blocks. You can definitely easily see 1 kilometer away in real life. Right? Like, heck. If you're on like a particularly straight section of a highway, you could probably see a couple maybe like a mile or 2 away. In Minecraft, you can't even see like 300 feet in front of you. Which is quite frankly, scary. Right? It's like, whoa, I cannot see anything. Like, actually, I have a good example right now, actually. If I were to look out my window here, and I'm not looking at my window right now, obviously. But if I were to look out my window right now, and there's not too much clouds or... No, even then, I can see the downtown... I can see the downtown lights of the city. Not New York City, to be clear. But I can see the downtown lights of the city quite clearly. That is miles away, okay? I currently reside particularly close to downtown, but that doesn't change the fact that I can still see downtown from here. In Minecraft, I probably wouldn't even be able to see the edge of campus or slightly beyond that. Quite frankly, I don't even think I'd be able to see the academic buildings from where I am right now. So, like... I mean, I had like a server render distance of 10 chunks. Obviously, like 20 chunks, which is what my, I think my render distance by default is set there. By default. My render distance is, for like single player, is set at like, 20 chunks about. That's, a little bit better. That's like 200 meters. 200, like, maybe 300 meters, but even then, that is not a whole lot of distance in the grand scheme of things. So, like... And, like, I'm thinking... So, and in terms of, like, these distances, so... At my, like, where I actually live, I think the high school that I went to is like somewhere around like somewhere a bit over a mile away from where I live. So, a bit over a mile away from where I live. Yeah. If I were to fly a drone straight up from my backyard, say, I would be able to see. I would eventually, once we get like beyond all the trees and stuff, I would eventually be able to, easily see the high school's fields, right? So like but in Minecraft comparatively, you can't even, I mean, obviously that's like a mile away, that's like 3 kilometers. That is a ridiculously short distance. You definitely couldn't see the heck. I don't even know if you'd be able to see, once again, 2 blocks over from you. or from where you're currently standing, which was weird because it doesn't feel that far away in real life, right? I mean, still takes 10 minutes to walk there or whatever. 10, 15 minutes to walk all the way over there, but like, still, you could kind of see it if there weren't any trees in the way. I mean, obviously, air pollution is the thing. Oh shit, this is different. That one's correct. Okay, we'll do that one as different because I can't be bothered to change this building. My gosh. This really does make things weird. Oh well. Yeah, pushing that out is too much effort, so... Alright. There are no torches around here because I was able to get rid of them. As I found out. They were unnecessary. But obviously they'll be necessary inside, so let's do that. So we do that. Beep boop beep bop. Boo beep boo. Boo bop beep beep. Beep boop beep bop boo. Boopity beep boop bop 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 bop. Alright. Anyhow. Enough about how crappy Minecraft's render distance is. Maybe, just maybe, with the rewrites to the rendering engine for vibrant visuals, they'll be able to bring render distances like this. Oh, maybe not like, you know, actually simulating all those chunks, but, you know, kind of like how Voxy does it. Low details or whatever. Hopefully they'll be able to bring that to, you know, Minecraft Java Edition. Obviously, this kind of feels like a Bedrock here. One of the only things Bedrock actually has over Java Edition is the fact that they have crazy render distances on Bedrock. Mind you, their rendering engine sucks and is... Not that having a high render distance makes it a laggy mess. It can be a laggy mess with 10 chunks of render distance. But on Bedrock, they just generally have much higher render distances. Because their render engine has actually been designed to be more efficient, especially at like distance. And this mod, Voxy, is really proof that you can do this in Java. Clearly. Look, I can see quite far over there. Obviously, the simulation distance is still only 10 chunks, so nothing over there is loaded. Actually, server render distance at 12. Whatever, this doesn't change like anything that I've been talking about. I guess this is what we're doing here. Ah, ooh, cracked my neck. Okay, that doesn't feel different at all. All right. Let's see. Well, yeah, I heard that. So I don't know if you've been paying attention to like the news or whatever. Microsoft is like wants to like force agentic AI down into every facet of Windows or something like that. It's ridiculous. But of course Microsoft would do that. And I heard that apparently the Microsoft like CEO or like executives were kind of surprised that people didn't like that. They're like, wait, people hate that? Why? I thought people fucking loved AI. No, the investors love AI. We the people do not like AI. For a variety of reasons. One, it's just kind of terrible. It's enshittifying and enslopifying everything. Another reason is it's taking our jobs. I mean, it's not like the sudden everyone's now unemployed. Congratulations, we did it. Oh, that certainly is a thing. Because, like, I mean, you know, it's a bubble right now. But, like, eventually it's going to pop. One of the things that I guess most investors seem to forget is that, because, I mean, for some reason, and this is for some reason just how companies work, investors like it when you lay off tons of people. Completely forgetting that if everyone just laid off people, all of a sudden no one would be able to buy anything and the economy would crash. So see, it's a really weird catch-22 that the investors are the sole cause of. On one hand, they like it when people get fired, but on the other hand, they also like it when the economy's good. And firing people and the economy being good are two things that cannot really exist at the same time. I mean, it's one thing if a company's just failing. That happens all the time, and therefore people lose their jobs. But, I mean, at that point, the company's actually failing. What are you going to do? But when the company's not failing, and they just fire people to cut costs or whatever, and it doesn't really affect anything, that is a problem. A big problem. And it's not a sustainable economy, right? And the thing is, AI is not sustainable in so many ways. Right? You got all your, regular ways of AI not being sustainable, like using a fuck ton of power and, not really making any money there. It costs a lot and makes almost nothing. In that way, AI is not sustainable. But, in other ways, it also isn't, because, in order to pay for this AI, you need to economy. But if you fire all the people and replace them with AI, all of a sudden no one's going to have the money to pay you to run this AI. So you kind of screw yourself there. But hey, short-term games, people. It doesn't matter if we all die in the future if we make a little bit of profit right now. And that is another thing. Investors, very short-sighted. Oh, this is different. But then again, what's new? Investors have always... No, actually, no, investors haven't always been short-sighted. It's more of a recent thing than investors being extremely short-sighted. To be fair, it was kind of an issue in 2008 with investors being ridiculously... I don't know about necessarily ridiculously. They were... being a bit short-sighted in 2008. They're not necessarily, because they were in the mortgages for the long haul, but the industry as a whole was a bit short-sighted because they were like, oh, well, everything's good right now, and we can just keep slapping more and more shit on there, and it just creates more value, and everything's just going to be fine into the future, and then it wasn't, and then it's like, oh no. Wait a minute, what if everything isn't good into the future? I never thought of that. Sell. Look at this non-investment advice, right? But seriously, this AI shit is a bubble. I don't know when it's gonna pop, so shorting the stocks is probably not a good idea to do unless you know when it's gonna pop, in which case, okay. We have questions. But unless you know when it's going to pop, shorting is just not a good idea. Because as the current trajectory, which is unsustainable, is suggesting it's going to go up forever, baby! Just going to keep going up! As long as people don't realize AI is worthless hunk of junk garbage that costs a lot of money to run and brings in no money, because there is no path to profitability. Thinking about it, I think a lot of the kind of hype for AI and funding is coming from the idea that, oh, we might be able to achieve average general AGI. It could be around the corner today. And I'm like, okay. I hear Mark Zuckerberg say these things, and I'm like, okay. Are you, Meta, currently working to, are you guys currently working to create an average general intelligence? Because if you're not, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't have an ongoing research program that is actively trying to make it, it's not just going to come out of thin air, right? And quite frankly, I don't think that we are actually on the verge of artificial general intelligence, right? There is a boom in AI right now, mostly ChatGPT based. But I think we have largely run into the limits of what that technology can do. There is an AI researcher I've heard of. I do not know what their name is. They're a pretty big, smart guy who has basically said that, well, I don't think transformer models are going to be what's it for AI. I really don't think that that's what's going to do it. This technology has hit its limit, and I kind of think that's all right. I mean, ChatGPT got to its a pretty good state, and then look how diminishing the returns have been. They haven't been able to make it better, really. or they haven't really been able to make it substantially better. They can change its presentation, but you always just run into these limits. These limits where things just aren't working right. So it's always... So it's like... Yeah, no, they have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, especially the CEOs have no idea what they're talking about. Executives in general, they just don't. They go, AI, replace it with AI. The investors want AI. The investors are stupid. They are, but they have the money, and because your company was dumb enough to go public, you have to listen to them. Because honestly, I do not see a benefit to a company going public. Like, you get an injection of cash once, and then you have a giant ass liability forever. It's like, okay, now these people invest, and they're gonna want to tell you what to do. I guess these streetlights are gonna be close to the building. Oh well. Yeah. So now these people are invested. You got their money once. Stock price goes up. The company doesn't really derive direct monetary value from that anymore, because they don't, unless they're selling more of the company at that point. They already sold the company. The investors gain, the investors might do well in that situation, but the company itself, the company gets zero benefit from being a public company besides maybe some notoriety or whatever. But yeah, the company gets basically zero benefit from being a public company once the stock price, or once they have gone public. It's all a liability. Because now your investors can screw your company over. They can be like, no, you're doing something else now. You're fired. They can also it could also be that then they're going to require dividends, which means you now have to take the money the company has generated and pay the investors who have done nothing to generate you additional value, and you got to pay them money. There is no benefit outside of the initial public offering. Outside of an IPO, there is no benefit to being a public company. And you only get to IPO once. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, at least with private investors that aren't public, right? With private investors, you do have the potential to be able to attract more private investors who will directly give you money. Now, and that makes a little bit more sense, necessarily. I guess the reason to go public would also be to pay off the private investors. The money you get from going public might not go to those investors, but they can then sell their stock on the open market. And then they can recoup their investment that way. But also, if you do have private investors are also stupid. They invest in all sorts of things AI related that have no prospects for profit. Like OpenAI is not a public company right now. They're getting lots of investment. There is no way that they are going to make their money back unless OpenAI goes public. Which I guess that's why they're trying to go public. I guess. Or at least partially. It's weird. OpenAI is a weird company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I'm gonna push it all one block this way. Then we can push this to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I screwed up a little bit. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. This is still a respectable distance from that sidewalk. Alright, okay. Well, this is good. Basically going to be the same building design as over there. Just a little bit thicker. And then, oh, and then comes a bit of a squeeze. This here is tighter. We're going to have that situation happen, aren't we? Oh well. It doesn't matter that much. Anyhow, so yeah, let's stop talking about AI. AI kind of sucks. Let's see. Nope. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of something to talk about now. Let's see. Alright, this looks good. Let's coat the walls in endstone, I guess. So let's see, what else has been going on? Oh yeah, what's something kind of strange. I saw a headline. So while I was at lunch, I think, was it lunch or dinner yesterday? One of those two. Where I was eating, there was a TV with the news on. I don't remember what station. I can't remember if it was local, national, whatever. But I saw a headline on, like, you know, the big old bar at the bottom of the screen that was like, it said something like public pressure or political pressure or increased public political pressure to ban stock trading. I have no idea what that was referring to because I obviously couldn't hear the TV. I just thought that was like, huh? What? What is that referring to? Is it like actual, like, stocks? Like the stock market? Ban the fucking stock market? I mean, it sucked because a lot of people have retirement shit, you know, tied up in the stock market and a lot of investors would lose their money, but if we just kind of got rid of the stock market, that might help the economy overall. Because we wouldn't have asshat investors fucking everything up. Because to be fair, a lot of our problems today, at least economically, are due to effectively greedy-ass investors. Wall Street, they are the whole cause of many, many economic problems that we have today. Their greed has pushed corporations to do what would have in the past been considered unthinkable, but is today just reality. Oh fuck, we're talking about this shit again. Oh. There are people shouting outside. Look at that. Come on, select the right thing. Thank you. Oh, that's alright, that's alright. Came in the... At least that popped the correct direction, guys. Nice, relaxing building stream. Nice and relaxing, I said. Whoops. I've got a notification. That is not one that is particularly useful to me, so we keep doing the stream. Alright. It's almost... We've actually made some great progress today. We have... I mean, so far we've made some great progress. We've gotten, obviously, 2 we got 2 buildings completed. We're working on another one, taking up lots of space in the base. This is good shit. Oh yeah, my record. I have admittedly done not enough for this week's episode. Oh yeah, warning. There's not going to be an episode next week. Again, Thanksgiving. But yeah, I was hoping to have gotten done more by now, but a little bit of laziness on my part early in the week because I couldn't be bothered to like record or do stuff. I was like, oh, I'll just do it later in the week. It'll be fine. And then all the stressful stuff with coursework started happening, and I'm like, huh, this isn't good. So I will once again need to be finishing my video tomorrow. And then, or maybe tonight. Probably tomorrow, though. And then, because I also have other stuff I want to do tomorrow. You know, just kind of like general relaxing. Work on some other things. Thankfully, you know. Thankfully, next week is not too bad with terms of, you know, being time off. I'm not doing a video. Also, I'll be real with you guys. I do not know how well I can be continuing any sort of video cadence. Like, obviously, over the summer, it was great that I was able to actually do a pretty good job at weekly videos. Almost. Okay, whatever. No, whoa, one more try. I did not put torches inside of here. That is a problem. But yeah, it was great over the summer being able to do that, and I think that did help the channel, definitely. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to necessarily do that cadence of videos again. For a variety of factors, like especially like I mean, if I look back to for the larger part of season 6, I was doing with a few limited exceptions for a lot of season 6. I was doing weekly videos consistently, which was pretty great, honestly. That's why that is the second. That's why that season has the second most videos in it of any of my seasons of Coolcraft so far, is because of what I did for, or because I managed to keep that up. My coursework wasn't too bad both of those semesters, and things were just generally going well, so I was able to continue doing my my episodes weekly. But then obviously that fell apart like immediately over the summer. Initially I tried to keep going, but I got a job, and then that kind of killed a lot of my ability to actually have time to make videos. In the time that I did have, I didn't feel like it because I wanted to just do other things. This wasn't much time, mind you. I did get out a couple videos, and then I also didn't have the motivation, and then especially once I got back to school, I had other problems and stuff to deal with, heavy coursework and all that sort of stuff, which caused me to not really feel like making videos. And also, again, with season 6 at that point, I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point, or didn't really want to get into it with building more buildings. I probably should have, but, you know. And that kind of sucks. I've tried... yeah. Although once I got back to school, I wasn't able to keep it consistent because I didn't know what to do really till the season ended. But I was able to do those live streams for satisfactorily. Pretty consistent for the satisfactory live streams though. So there was that. So that was last year. So, and obviously this year I've been a bit better. Obviously with this season I've been trying, not necessarily every week, but I've tried to, for a lot of these, get like a video out every week or every other week. I think I was aiming every other week for a while, but for November specifically here, as we're heading into the end of the season here, I was like, okay, I want to kind of get stuff done. That is, I kind of want to get a couple more episodes done here. And I think I've got it down. Yeah, and I don't know how next season's gonna go, obviously. Everything's always different. I may never be able to, and I guess, okay, finally getting around to what I was wanting to get, where I wanted to go with this in the first place. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to, oh, okay, now we got this. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to, like, do that weekly video cadence again. Because I've got graduate courses that I'm doing and stuff. Or, you know, theoretically more effort to work in the... Okay, maybe this spring semester I'll be decent about it and actually be able to... What the fuck? Why is that the same? An up, 2 downs, 3 ups, 2 downs, and an up. Up, 2 downs, 3 ups, 2 down. Oh. That's why. Wait. Oh, wait, what? What? I thought these were different sized. I fixed it somehow. Okay. My brain is hurting. I'm apparently being quite forgetful right now. Anyhow, yeah, but so maybe for the end of this season, I mean, hopefully, you know, I get employed again over next summer. And that situation would, again, probably rate limit my videos quite a bit. And other production that I do. But then, obviously, I'm going to be doing graduate-related stuff next, for the next summer. Or next summer. Next school year is going to be graduate stuff, so I have no idea if I'm at all going to have time to do YouTube video stuff with the workload that I'm going to have. Or that I might have. I actually have no idea what it's going to be like, because obviously I don't know what classes. I mean, it's a year out. I'm not knowing what classes I'm going to be taking, or who those classes are going to be taken with, or what even the potential workload of such classes would be, because some are easier than others, obviously. I mean, I've heard a mixed amount of things. Like, I've heard, oh, they're basically the same as undergraduate classes in terms of workload. It'll be fine. And then I've also heard the feel, okay, the graduate workload's getting to be quite a bit for me, so I'm going to have to not do this anymore. So I'm going to have to, like, abandon doing some other things while I work on that. So I've heard that happen before, so I don't know entirely how things are going to go, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so if next year, within the 26-27 school year, I massively slow down in video production, that's probably why. But we will see. We will see. All right. This building looks a bit done. We do the light level check. We're good. All right. I think Wanshow is on the later side of things today. We've already been live for an hour. We've done 3 buildings. So I think before I start on the next one here, we're just going to be squished because we have less space here now. Here, actually, let's go up there. I will go and take a quick bathroom break while at least trying to have some sort of visibility on the work that I have done here. Where is my break? There it is. So I will be back in a moment. Or never mind, I just got the notification up for the WAN show, so that's going to be the end of the stream then. Pretty good 3 buildings. Pretty good 3 buildings. That's compared to the one we did last week. Pretty good. I'll obviously be doing more off camera for the other episode. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna say thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like on the stream on your way out and subscribe. Check out my game, which is of course, as always, linked in the description. And I see you all in the next episode of Cool Craft. I forget what I wanted to say. Anyhow, bye!